Hi everyone, Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller. Again, we apologize for the in and outs coverage here, but we can't control the fact that there's 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts outside of our studio right now. So here's the current situation. We have a bow echo-like feature pretty much running along Highway 83 right now. I do have some great news, if we can find any here within this. The tornado warning that was in effect for the Wilton area has expired. That warning is no longer in effect. We no longer have any tornado warnings within our jurisdiction or our DMA as we speak further into tonight. Just quickly, there are a couple of confirmed tornadoes east of our Jamestown area. Those are pushing obviously towards the east, and some pretty scary pictures have been posted to social media. You may see them, but our coverage here tonight is going to focus on our jurisdiction, the area that we cover here for you. And again, we're going to primarily focus on this bow echo-like feature pretty much running along the Highway 83 corridor. If we can zoom into our central locations here, again, pretty much from Underwood through Washburn to Wilton and points further south than that towards Regan. I will include you in that. You're pretty much getting everything that the storm has to offer as we speak right now. We're getting sustained, or not sustained, but wind gusts on the order of 70 to 90 or 95 miles per hour. Most of the very strong wind gusts that have been reported are going to be a bit further south than this, even further as well. So a broader view right now. I'm going to go ahead and say real fast, this is catching my eye. It appears that the tail end of this has kind of broken off. I don't have any specific data on that particular cell right now, but that is also severe warned. I'm going to go ahead and step off screen, try to gather some more information on that particular cell. But that is one that we have to continue to watch very carefully. There is reports of 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with that one. Usually in these bow echo-like features, if a cell kind of breaks off towards the end, you may sometimes get some sort of rotational component with that, which is why it caught my eye. Right now, we are not quite seeing that, so that is good news. But again, we'll take what we can get. No tornado warnings as of right now, but it's this particular cell that I am talking about right now towards Selfridge, Fort Yates, and inevitably Linton, and towards Strasburg. This is heading your way as we move over the next 20 to 60 minutes or so. And this is moving really, really fast as we speak. So this won't take too long to get to you towards Linton and towards Strasburg. Again, we're going to continue to go in and out here as far as me being on the screen, because I want to give you the latest information on this system as it continues to propagate towards the eastern tier. So
an 82-mile-per-hour gust being reported on the Bismarck Bridge, according to NDOT.
Thank you, Vanessa. So 82-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported in the Bismarck area at this time. And again, if you continue to get updates, Vanessa, please just shout them out at me, cut me off. You're getting information, obviously, backstage there while I am here on air. So this is a broader view of what we're experiencing right now. There are severe warnings pretty much from Garrison, as I said, down towards our South Dakota border. That pretty much covers the entire central and southern tier of the state. Right now, it appears as if the tornado warning is going to be for our good friends east of the Jamestown area. We're going to continue to focus on the line impacting our DMA as we speak. So really Garrison, Washburn, Underwood, Wilton towards Regan, Wing, McCluskey eventually, not too long from now as a matter of fact. Bismarck, Lincoln, Mandan, you are going through the hearts of this line right now. You're about halfway through it. So it's been doing this for, what, about 15-20 minutes or so, and we expect that to gradually trail off as this continues to move towards the east. So stay hunkered in if you're in the Bismarck greater area right now. And this extends further south than that. Flasher and Sullivan and towards Hazleton. Steele, Napoleon, Wishick, Ashley, Gackle, you are next on the docket here for this. This will be approaching your neck of the woods, depending on how far east or west you are over the next 5 to 60 minutes or so. And areas further towards the north, towards Harvey, you're basically going to be seeing this as well as we move further along into tonight. So again, we're watching this bow echo-like structure. That is the, I guess, official name here for this system. And it gets its name because you can see it bowing out right about there as it goes further south. The areas that bow out, which is going to be areas north of Bismarck to about Wilton, towards Washburn, and further east towards that, that's where we're seeing the strongest concentration of those very strong winds. Again, we had reports of 82 miles per hour in Bismarck about 2 to 3 minutes ago. ago or so, we've seen reports in the southern tier of this line of 90 to 95 mile per hour wind gusts, and this just continues to extend the further north you go. The cutoff for this is about max right now. So if you're in the Magic City area, points further north than that, you are not getting the brunt of this. So that is great news for you, and we don't expect you to as you move through the rest of the night. But for now, we have this Bo Echo-like feature pretty much running right along the Highway 83 corridor. It is moving directly towards the east. So Robinson, Wing, Steele, Napoleon, Hazleton, Linton, Wishick, Gackle, Ashley, and areas further towards the east. Even though it is not raining whatsoever towards Carrington or Woodworth or Medina, it will be very, very soon. And here in Bismarck, I can speak for pretty much everyone that has experienced this line. It's going to come at you like that. The winds are going to ramp up pretty quickly. The rain, torrential at times. We've lost power in and out here over the last 15 minutes or so at the studio. And as I've been talking here, that severe warning has just been extended, as a matter of fact, to include the towns I just mentioned, from Robinson to Steele to Napoleon to Gackle, Medina, Woodworth. The reports for this line, we'll get them in just a few moments. But as of right now, again, expect very strong straight line winds that will come on you from 0 to 60 or stronger pretty quickly if you are in the central or southern tier of the state right now. And again, the majority of this line is sitting right at the Highway 83 corridor, and it will continue to propagate towards the east. Our information team in the back here is giving me information on this new warning that has just gone into effect for our central locations. This warning has reports of 80 mile per hour winds, golf ball sized hail, and it expires at 10:30 p.m. Central Time. So about an hour or so from now, we expect pretty much everyone in this area will have gotten a taste of this line. So over the next hour, it's going to be sooner than that if you're towards Steele, Wing, Hazleton, or Linton. It's going to continue to move from west to east. And if you're towards Woodworth, Medina, Gackle, you'll get the tail end of this about 45 to 60 minutes from now. It may be a bit sooner because as this system continues to move from the west to the east, it is gaining in speed and will continue to propagate.
So it does look like we do have a newly issued tornado warning for parts of Burleigh and Sheridan County. That will be in effect until 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time here.
Thank you, Vanessa. I missed that popping up. That's why we have you on staff here. Thank you so much for that report. As Vanessa said, this includes, looks like it's just towards the east here of Reagan. It doesn't look like it's going to clip Wing there, but you can almost see a Bo Echo-like structure, not a Bo Echo-like structure, but a hook echo, I should say, right about there or so. So should we get a tornado come out of this system, looks like right about there would be where it is. There are no reports as of right now of a confirmed tornado. This is just the warning right now, which means there is a radar indication of some rotation here within this cell. And as we speak, it appears as if this particular area, this area of rotation, is continuing to move towards the east and towards the north, hence the warning being right here. So if you're in Reagan, if you're just towards the north of Wing, if you're towards Goodrich, Hertzfield, or McCluskey even, this is the time to prepare to seek shelter and again get to a basement. That is the best place you can go. At the very least, please get inside. You do not want to be in a car. You do not want to be outside in any way, shape, or form. Trees won't protect you in a situation like this. Get to an interior room in your home if you do not have a basement, somewhere without windows, preferably a bathtub once again, or into a closet. And here's another report. An observed 96 mile per hour wind gust 5 miles northwest of Linton. So we're going to go ahead, if we can go ahead and zoom out here of this line. Well, here's a lovely shot of the Bismarck KX cam, and you can enjoy the lightning show as I go ahead and get this graphic recentered on that area we were just talking about with Linton and that 96 mile per hour wind gust. And this line will just continue to propagate from west to east as we speak. So this is the both section of this line, the area we were just talking about, giving us those very strong winds. It appears right now that the majority of this core has now moved towards the east of the Bismarck, Mandan, and Lincoln area. Same for Solon, for you fine folks towards our south central areas. The heart of this right now is pretty much moving through Reagan. You can kind of see that in the very, very tip of my graphic, from Menoken to Sterling, Hazleton, Lytton. This area right here is getting the absolute core of this right now. And as I said, right about here or so, we've seen reported wind gusts just now of 96 miles per hour. So just please stay indoors. If you're towards Steele, towards Manning or Napoleon, it will not take but 5-10 more minutes for this line to get to you. And again, those are 96 mile per hour wind gusts that we have reported. I'm going to step off one more time, but we'll be right back with you. We're going to go ahead and zoom back in on that active tornado warning right here. We're trying to get information on exactly how long this warning is in effect. Let's see here. We're gathering information. This is a report about the severe thunderstorm warning. So this is going to be for the entire central tier of this warning. This is going to extend basically from Wing further south towards the Hazleton area. I'll get back on screen right here. So areas from Wing along this entire line all the way down towards Hazleton. As this line moves from west to east along this entire line, an NWS report of destructive winds along the entire line, 90 miles per hour are likely. So if you're, again, Robinson, Wing, Steele, Hazleton, Napoleon, even Lytton, I'm going to include you. 90 mile per hour wind gusts likely on the way over the next 5 to 15 minutes. And again, we are still gathering information for you on that active tornado warning, and we're gathering it as we speak. That line that we were just talking about, that bow echo-like feature, that line is moving east at 60 miles per hour. So again, if you're in Steele or Napoleon or Hazleton, that line will not take long to get to you whatsoever. And again, we're going to continue to track that tornado warning. We're actively looking to gather information for how long that warning is in effect until. It looks like, according to the National Weather Service, it is in effect until 10 o'clock Central Time. So that is 18 more minutes, and we'll continue to track that for you. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a hail core here just towards the east of Reagan. So that's probably 1 to 2 inch hail or so in that core. And again, we're watching this area. So if you're from Reagan to Wing, points further north than that, you are most definitely going to want to find a basement or some interior room in your home. In a minute, too, we're going to switch over to Vanessa. She's going to give you the latest information that we are gathering, which will give me time to go back and gather information, and we'll continue to tag team this back and forth for you. We will stay on air as long as it takes to cover this event over the next, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 hours. We will not leave you. And Vanessa, if you are ready, we're going to go ahead and switch out here. I'll be back in a few minutes, and here's Vanessa.
All right, thank you, Kenny. If we could please switch over to my weather computer here. Thank you. I'm going to stay off the screen for a second here in case you do want to know where to go when sheltering from a tornado. I know we've said this dozen of times in the last, say, hour or so, but you want to be in the interior most room of your home at this point in time. If you are within that tornado warning, you can even take it down to the basement. That is the best case scenario. That is where you want to be, the lowest level of your home. Not a good idea to be chasing this in any way here. You don't want to be anywhere near this storm. As enticing as it is to take photos of something like this, something as strong as these wind gusts, even those damaging hail reports that we saw out of yesterday, by no means is it safe to go outdoors and take a photo of this right now. It is not worth your life at this point in time. Let's take you into Storm Team radar with that tornado warning associated with this. Again, as Kenny was mentioning, this signifies a decent hail core. You notice that purple that you're seeing on the map to, say, the north and east of Reagan, close to Wing here. You want to get in your safe space. This is just barely close to Goodrich here, along what I believe is Route 200. We are working the best we can to get you the latest up-to-date information as soon as we can here. We have a great team working behind the scenes, both in our production team, who has been doing the best they can to keep us on air for as long as we need to be on air right now. Again, we will stay with you until that threat is no longer there. But if you're joining us right now and you are in this area with underneath the tornado warning, that was issued as of 9:37 this evening, Central Daylight Time. This is expected to remain in effect as of right now until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is getting close to, say, McCluskey, Goodrich. This storm is moving at a good clip here. And as we remember, in the last even, say, couple of minutes or so, we had 90 mile per hour wind gusts that have been associated with this. We certainly felt it here in our studios in Bismarck. That is why a while back we were dealing with a bit of a power bump just because of the intensity of these wind gusts at this point in time. Here's a little bit more of that zoomed in view. So if you're even in wing, which is just barely touching this box, I recommend that you get into your safe space right now at this point in time. Even though you were not underneath that shaded box right at this point in time, you still have that threat for some decent sized hail. We are seeing a decent sized hail core associated with this overall. Closer to McCluskey, I know it may seem like you're just dealing with some scattered shower activity here on the map, but you want to stay vigilant. We do not like to see what we're seeing right here on radar in terms of the potential of seeing that hail core. You're seeing it right here in the center, essentially closer towards about to the north and east of Reagan and about to the north of Wing here. And again, if you are in Wing, even though you're not underneath that current tornado warning, you want to make sure you are still getting into the interior-most level of your home. I'm going to step off screen. Our behind-the-scenes team here is giving us some more information. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning north of the tornado warning, and the primary hazards here including 70-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, and that will be in effect until 10:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So this just goes to show you, even if you're not underneath that tornado warning, you still need to remain weather aware, remain vigilant. If you are within any of these wind threats, again, cannot stress this enough, please do not go outside and try to take a photo of this. It is not worth your life. It is not worth your health. We will stay right here on air with you until this is set to expire. We're going to bring you into the velocity scan. If you remember what we were telling you a little while back here, we do not like to see essentially the reds and the greens mingling. That is what we call a velocity couplet, and that indicates a radar indicated tornado. Again, as of right now, I believe this has not been reported as a tornado on the ground. This is only radar indicated. So what that means is when people look at the velocity scan, or I'm sorry, the National Weather Service looks at the velocity scan, if they're noticing some of that rotation associated with this tornado warning, that is when they likely issue that warning box overall. It does not have to be a tornado actively on the ground. It tells you that the threat is there based on the current guidelines and based on the radar signature and the velocity scan here. Here's a more expanded view. We're still showing you that tornado warning, but this is the lightning that is associated with it. So I have taken off the radar view. I have taken off the velocity scan for you here. Look at how many lightning strikes are associated with this. Some of these associated with some severe thunderstorm warnings as well. A lot of this, the bulk of this underneath that box that is included in the tornado warning. Again, if you're just joining us right now on live programming and you are within this tornado warning, seek immediate shelter. Get to the interior-most level of your home. Get down to the basement if you have one. Hopefully you had a severe weather plan in place here. And I do want to actually take you into the difference between a watch and a warning. If you remember, if you've been following us on social media, we had a tornado watch in effect. What that means is all the ingredients are there and favorable for a warning to be issued. When that was issued, all the ingredients were there. Essentially, I want you to think of it as you are baking a tray of cookies. All the ingredients are there. You have the milk, the eggs, the flour, etc. to make those cookies ready to bake in the oven. And when you have a warning that has been issued, that means the cookies are done and prepared to eat. So that is what the tornado warning means, and that's the difference between a watch and a warning. We're going to take you again into the Bismarck KX cam right now. Not a lot to be seeing because of those strong wind gusts that have been associated with this line of storms here. I'm actually going to step off the screen, pass the baton here over to Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller. I know we're getting some more information in from our behind-the-scenes crew.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. We're going to go ahead and switch back over to the Max 1 system as this loads. Again, this is the current tornado warning that is in effect. There is no confirmed tornado as of this juncture, but this this warning is in effect from Reagan and points further towards the north and towards the east. This warning is valid until 10 p.m. Central Time. So that's about 10 more minutes. I do find it encouraging that this warning has been in effect for about 5-10 minutes already, and we have not seen a confirmed tornado. That does not mean we will not get one, but it does mean we do not have one as we speak. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this to zoom back out once again. And once that happens, we'll be able to show you this line in its entirety. So here's the overall system right now. It appears as if we're not quite getting our system to operate correctly. Are we on max 1? It appears that user error might be mine here. Apologies for these technical difficulties.
So while you're doing that, I do want to bring you into another report that we have. Yes, this is a 101 mile per hour gust in Emmons, North Dakota. So that is essentially reported to us from an end-on station to the northwest of Linton.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. That was a 101 mile per hour wind gust. So again, just this line is going to continue to intensify as we move from west to east here this evening. So here's the overall situation. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning if you follow this yellow box. It now includes the Harvey area, points out towards the eastern tier. This line, again, is moving at 65 miles per hour. So even if you're way back towards the east here, it will not take long at all for this line to get to you. And again, that was a 101 mile per hour wind gust, and this is just going to continue to move towards the east. Again, there is a tornado warning currently in effect here for areas just towards the north and towards the east of Reagan. If you're towards the Goodrich area, towards Hertzfield, again, you're not in the warning right now, but you may be if this gets extended about 15-20 minutes or so from now. We'll see, of course, if that happens. But anywhere here in this red box, I would even suggest, like I just said, areas that are a little bit further towards the north and towards the east of that to seek immediate shelter. Get into your basements, get into an interior room in your house. Do not stay outside. Do not go into your car. That will not protect you should we get a tornado. It might actually make things worse for you. So please get indoors no matter what, and try to find an interior room in your home should this situation continue to devolve here for us. And again, there is no current tornado on the ground. There is just a radar indicated point of rotation, and this is our actual velocity radar. So if we were to get a tornado from this system, we are seeing a bit of rotation where these greens and these reds are kind of intermingling right here. This will continue to move in this general direction. So again, right here is about where we're seeing that velocity couplet, these reds and these greens kind of right next to each other. And again, no confirmed tornado right now, just this rotational signature, but you don't want to take this lightly. If you're towards 14 here or further towards the north, as I've just described, please continue to track with us here. And again, here's the overview, I should say, of where that warning is. The areas here in the red, and this will continue to move towards the north and towards the northeast. And here is a broader view once again. So if you're in Bismarck or Mandan or Lincoln or further towards the north, including Wilton, you're just about out of this situation right now. You can see this line is really beginning to bow into the central tier, and the more dramatic that this bow-like feature becomes, the stronger the winds will be in this general location.
I am going to interrupt you right here. We did hear from the National Weather Service that tornado warning is now in effect until 10:15 CDT for northeastern Lemoore County.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. So this tornado warning that we were just talking about is in effect for the next 22 minutes or so, and we'll continue to track that. Again, we're getting live information here, so if I'm looking off the screen, that's what I'm trying to gather as we continue to speak here. But as I was saying, so we have this bow echo-like feature, and the more elongated it becomes right here, this is the core of it right here, the more elongated it becomes to the north and towards the south, the winds in this general field right here will continue to intensify. We've seen reports now of 92, 94, and 101 mile per hour wind gusts within the core of this line. So if you are anywhere towards the east of this line along 94, obviously we're going to include you in Harvey, areas towards Linton, towards Wishick, towards Ashley, towards Gackle. This line 10, 15, 20 minutes away, depending how far east you are from this line right now. And again, we do have a tornado warning in effect for this particular area right here. We'll go ahead and zoom in for that zoom in on that for you. Here are some more updates. So it appears the northern tier of this is in effect until about 10:45 as far as that severe thunderstorm warning is concerned. The central tier, or the eastern tier, I'm sorry, is in effect until 10:30, and the southern tier is in effect until 10:15. So we're at about 9:55 right now. So depending on where you are along that line, we're still 15, 20, or 30 minutes away from this severe warning being in effect here for you. Here's the overall picture. We're going to continue to go back to this. Should this tornado warning be a confirmed tornado warning, that will become the entire focus of what we're showing right here. But while it sits just as a velocity couplet, just as an area of rotation, we'll continue to go through each and every aspect here of this line. So right now, if you're along Highway 83, this is going to be basically from Garrison through Underwood, through Washburn. We're going to still include Wilton. It's kind of winding down for you towards the Lincoln, Bismarck, and Mandan area. Obviously, it's still raining. We're still seeing those windy, those gusty winds as well. But this is more, again, for areas towards the north of Bismarck, and obviously here towards the eastern tier, extending down towards Linton and towards South Dakota. And I'll continue to say this, that the more dramatic this bow feature becomes right here, the stronger the winds will become in this central tier. Going to step off, be right back. We're just going to go ahead and zoom in on a few of these components here within this line so you can see exactly where your town may be located. So again, there is a tornado warning in effect for areas north of Wing as we speak. There is no confirmed tornado. That is this red box right here. So if you are in this general area, you should be seeking shelter immediately and stay there. That is in effect for at least the next 15 minutes. We'll continue to monitor that situation. I will become alerted if that becomes a confirmed tornado. But overall, here is that bow echo-like feature. If you're in Wing, if you're just towards the east of Sterling now, I would say towards Steele, Manning, Napoleon, Hazleton, you're getting the meat and potatoes of this line as we speak. And as we've said, we have confirmed wind reports within this line of 90 to 101 miles per hour. That is, it goes without saying, that is a destructive wind field here with this line. And if you're in Robinson, Woodworth, Medina, Gackle, any of these remote areas in between here, I know there are lots of farmers and growers and ranchers who are in these remote areas. We are not forgetting about you. This line is moving at 65 miles per hour from west to east, so it will not take but a few minutes for the impacts of this line to get to you. But right now, the core of this appears to be from Wing, approaching Robinson right now, Steele, Manning, Napoleon, Hazleton, and obviously the areas that are going to be in between here. That is the most likely impact, or the most dramatic impacts, I should say. Wind gust reports again of 90 to 101 miles per hour here within this line. And we're still getting effects towards Washburn, Wilton, which is right about here, still feeling some pretty strong wind gusts right now, and towards the Underwood area. My dad is in Wilton. While I stepped off, he was telling me how things are going right there. And even though conditions are a lot better in Bismarck and Mandan, even just 20, 30 miles further north, we're still getting pretty significant wind gusts. And again, the 80+ mile per hour gusts are now out ahead of that northern line. But again, if you're towards Washburn or towards Wilton, you still probably have about 15, 20 minutes to go before things, I think, will get a lot better here for you. Hopefully it does happen faster than that. But again, the caveat is the faster this line moves from west to east, that's great for those areas that are on now the western fringes of it, but it means our friends back towards the east, you will be feeling stronger wind gusts as that approaches you. And again, as long as this continues to bow out here into the central tier of this line, this is almost becoming basically a reversed, I guess you can call it like a half circle right here. This area right here is getting the absolute core of this line. Again, reported wind gusts of 90 to 100 to 105 miles per hour. And we expect this trend to continue for our friends back towards Woodworth, Medina, Gackle, and points further south towards Robinson as well. And again, we do have that tornado warning in effect for this box right here. As long as that box stays like the way it is, it's not becoming bolder, that tells us that there is no confirmed tornado right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw a caveat out there. A lot of these tornado warnings that we are getting, they're what's called rain wrapped, meaning that the area of rotation is within this core of this line. So it may be next to impossible to tell for our storm spotters if we actually do get a tornado. The great news is if you caught that live, that tornado warning has expired live here on camera. So that is no longer in effect right now. So great news there. The caveat is we still have those 80 to 100 mile per hour wind gusts. But again, there is no longer a tornado warning in effect for that line. So again, if you're anywhere from McCluskey to Underwood to Washburn, Wing, Sterling, you're getting out of it right now. Just hang in there another 5-10 minutes. You'll continue to improve. Steele, Robinson, it is imminent on you. If you are in Robinson, you'll begin to feel things dramatically change, even just over the next 2 to 5 or 10 minutes. Medina and Woodworth, you may be about 10 to 20 minutes away, maybe less than that. Again, this line's moving at about 65 miles per hour.
So it does look like that tornado warning is now in effect until 10:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Burleigh and Sheridan County. We just had that from the National Weather Service.
Thanks, Vanessa. I don't know if you can tell because our radar there is red, so it's hard to see these boxes pop up, but that box is back here. We're going to go ahead and zoom on that. We'll be right back for you. We'll continue to monitor this, obviously, while I am looking at this, but this is the new tornado warning that is in effect. It is not a confirmed tornado. It is just an area of rotation, and we'll continue to monitor this for you as we progress through that. We're just dragging our velocity radar here to try to get a better look at this overall line, and we're going to go ahead and roll with this. I'll be right back on camera in just 2 shakes here. So this is the overall velocity field. So the reds that you're seeing is wind or air that is moving away from the source of our radar system. And the greens are going to be areas that are moving towards that radar. So where we're seeing this dividing line, so to speak, that's where we're trying to look to find an area of rotation. Areas that are a little bit brighter along that line. You can kind of see a little bit of a brighter green signature right about there. So if we were to get a tornado from this system, and there is no confirmed tornado right now, just this warning that is in effect, I would expect it to be right about there or so. Just in that last scan, it appears as if it has weakened just a little bit. That's a good sign, not out of the woods, obviously. But Goodrich, Denhoff, I'm going to throw you in as well towards McCluskey areas back towards the eastern tier. For anywhere along 14 right here, especially Denhoff, this is more centered here for you. You need to get inside and stay inside, get to a basement, get to your bathroom, get to a closet, some interior room in your home that has no exterior walls, no windows. Bring a blanket or a tarp or something to put over you just in case something were to happen. Again, we do not have a tornado right now. We just have this warning in effect until 10:30 this evening. So about 28 or 27 minutes from now, we expect this to continue. And again, this could change as you move further along through here. But again, if you're in Goodrich, Denhoff, or any of these remote areas along 14, maybe a bit further west than that, this is a radar indicated spin up. No confirmed tornado though as we speak. And just get another note right here. So it appears that for this tornado warning, this velocity couplet that we just showed here, this area of brighter rotation right about here, it appears that this area, this line is moving towards the northeast at 30 miles per hour. And it is about, the center of rotation is about 12 miles towards the southwest of Goodrich. So again, if you're in Denhoff or Goodrich, it appears right now that this area of rotation is moving in your general direction. Again, no confirmed tornado right now. We just have this area of rotation along and towards the west of 14 right there. We'll continue to monitor this very, very closely. Should this situation evolve, you'll be the first to hear about it from us right here live on KX News. We're not leaving. We're going to stay with this system until it eventually moves off towards the east. If that's 3 hours from now, you'll be seeing me for the next 3 hours. I'm not leaving. So we'll continue to monitor this as we move further into tonight. So here's the overall picture. And again, should that situation with that tornado warning change, that will become our central focus here with our live coverage. But right now, we have this very, very broad Severe thunderstorm warning extending from just towards the south of Garrison along the Highway 83 corridor. Our southern areas, it has now moved off towards your east. But again, the more dramatic, look at this. Look how dramatic this bow echo-like feature is right here. The more this central area continues to extend outwards from the back core of this, the stronger the winds will get in this area right here. And again, we have seen reports of 90 to 101 miles an hour within that line. So continue to stay tuned with us. And if you are in areas east of this line all the way back to Jamestown, it's not going to take long for this line to get you. It's moving at 65 miles per hour towards the east. So we have the line moving at 65 miles an hour, and we have 90-mile-per-hour winds associated with that line. So that just kind of tells you how dramatic this situation is. And we'll go back to that tornado warning right now. Again, this is continuing to move pretty quickly. It's almost jumping out of my screen right here. But this is that area of rotation right here. I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Just going to go ahead and move this view, and we'll get some extended look at where exactly this is heading. So again, if you're towards the Denhoff or towards the Goodrich area, there is an area of rotation that's about 10 miles towards your south-southeast, and it is likely propagating in your general direction. Again, no tornado right now, just this area of rotation. You can see these brighter greens right there or so. That is indicating exactly where this tornado may drop. If it does, we're not saying it's going to, we're just saying if it does, it's going to be in this area right here, and it's moving straight towards the northeast. If you have any luck, I suppose it may split the difference between our two towns. But again, we'll continue to propagate or watch this as this moves off towards the northeast. But if you're in Denhoff or towards Goodrich, you want to get inside, you want to stay inside, get to somewhere where you feel protection as interior into the home as you can possibly get, because as we continue to sit here, I'm going to stay actually on this screen until this situation kind of changes for better or for worse, because the longer I stand here and talk about this area of brightness is just getting a little stronger and a little stronger each timestamp that we get. That is suggestive of this area becoming more and more rotational, which means we may get something to drop. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but the brighter these colors get right about here, the more likely rotational features become in that area. And again, we're talking about Denhoff towards Goodrich. It's moving in your general direction. It may go more this way, but it's more moving right about through here or so. And we'll continue to follow this very, very carefully. And again, it's this area right here that we're seeing this overall rotational signature. And the longer I stand here, I've had this graphic up since about 10:04, 10:05 or so. This area is getting brighter and brighter and brighter. So that's not the sign we want to see, but we'll continue to monitor that as that moves towards the north and towards the northeast. Sorry, a little bit out of breath right here. So we'll continue to watch this. Again, it's moving, I want to say parallel or towards the northeast of 14 right here. And again, we're going to continue to watch this area evolve over the next 10 to 15 minutes. Again, Denhoff towards Goodrich. We're going to continue to watch this here for you. I'm going to go gather some more behind the scenes information. In the meantime, we're going to bring Vanessa right on up here. She will have the latest updates with this system right now. Vanessa?
All right, thank you. If our fabulous prod crew could please switch us over to my computer here. Thank you so much. Now, I want to give you a live look at our Harvey camera. This is not considered underneath that tornado warning right now, but this gives you a good idea. I know it is very dark on this camera right now because of what hour we are standing here for you right now, but this is outside of the tornado warning, but I can tell you this is the closest we can get to where that tornado warning is. And just right there, we saw some flashes of lightning in Harvey as well. So while we don't have a camera or a KX cam close enough to where we do have this tornado warning, this is about as close as we can get to you here in Harvey. Now, again, I do want to bring back up where to go when sheltering from a tornado from our friends at the National Weather Service here. I know we've said this kind of like a broken record the past even, say, hour or so, but this is very, very important, vital information for you. You want to get to the most interior room of your home, away from any windows, away from any doors, because as we just saw, we've had 90 to as much as 101 mile-per-hour gusts associated with this system overall. If you can still listen to us by grabbing us through the KX Storm Team app or monitoring the data that way, please do so. Do not be upstairs watching your TV if you are within this tornado warning. Make sure you have your mobile phone. You have a way to get those alerts. We will stay right here with you, even if that is through the course of the next several hours. We're going to stay right here with you until the threat has been eliminated. Again, best place to be if you do have a basement. That's where you want to be, in the lowest level of your home, sheltered away from any windows or doors that could sustain wind damage and cause some damage to you or even be life-threatening. So again, we cannot stress this enough. As enticing as it is to take a photo of severe weather like this, it is not worth your life. We will welcome your storm reports, but we do not want that if it does include you kind of getting damaged or in the line of destruction. And I am going to refer back to our storm team. It looks like we're monitoring another warning, if I'm not mistaken, Kenny, here.
Yes, we are currently monitoring. We're going to go ahead and switch gears. We can get back over to Max 1. We have a ever-evolving situation here. We have a confirmed or an observed tornado. It is 9 miles west of Streator. This tornado warning is in effect until 10:45 p.m. So this is going to go ahead and include Medina towards the Cleveland area. Tappan is just towards your east. If you're towards the north of Streator, this is an observed tornado. So this is a confirmed tornado. And we're going to continue to monitor this situation for you, and we'll continue to evolve this here. So we're still gathering information on getting our radar stamps exactly where we want to have them here for this particular line. So bear with us as we, in live time here, edit these graphics for you to make sure that we're giving you the exact information, because this is now a confirmed tornado, as I have just stated, and we'll continue to monitor for the entire duration of this event. So again, we're continuing to watch. This is a confirmed tornado it's like it's heading towards the Medina area, towards Cleveland. We'll continue to sit here and track this timestamp by timestamp. Again, you'll see me on camera in just a few minutes. We are actively changing our graphics to make this as easy as possible here for you to observe. So I believe on air we now have a shot of this tornado warning. We'll be right back with it if it flashes off for just a second. Again, we are getting this in real time as we speak. So again, if you're in Medina, if you are in Cleveland, please seek shelter right now. This is a confirmed or an observed tornado that is heading in your direction as we speak. Get to your basement, get to an interior room of your home if you do not have it. So here is the actual radar graphic right now. So here's Medina, here's Cleveland. This is I-94. We're looking areas east of Bismarck right now, working your way towards Jamestown. So we're getting close to the Jamestown area right now, but you see these undulations here in this overall line. This is the area right here. This is where we're most likely seeing that rotational signature. And again, this is going to track towards the east, maybe a bit further towards the north. So anywhere from Medina back towards Cleveland, even towards the Jamestown area, you are in the most likely path here as this line continues to move towards the east. Again, Medina, Cleveland, please stay inside, get to a basement right now. This is an observed tornado. We'll continue to gather information as this system evolves. We don't have any more information right this second, but as soon as we get that, our behind the scenes team will hand me a note and we'll continue to update here with this line. I'm going to step back off. I'm going to go ahead and check in on the other tornado warning that we were getting here. Just want to go ahead and make sure that we're not excluding this particular situation. So again, this is a tornado warning that is also in effect. We're a bit further north, working our way towards the north, where we're just going towards Goodrich or towards McCluskey. Again, it's really hard to really pinpoint that tornado warning right in there. Here's a velocity scan of that. Again, I apologize for jumping around, but we have a couple of situations evolving as we speak. So from Goodrich to Denhoff, we're seeing a velocity signature right here, these greens and these reds. The brighter this area becomes, the more likely it is that we could see a tornado in this general direction. And again, Denhoff, Goodrich are maybe 5 minutes or so out from this being a situation. But again, we do not have a confirmed tornado in this area. We just have the rotation. But but we want you to be safe just in case we get one that drops. If you're towards Denhoff or towards Goodrich, right back once again, want to make sure that we have that confirmed tornado covered as much as we can here. This is getting about on the outskirts of where our velocity can exactly pick up that rotational signature here. So for now, we're going to go ahead and stick. I'm getting some behind the scenes information here. Just based on what I can see behind the scenes, this area of rotation, it appears to be just towards the south of Medina as we speak. It is intensifying as we speak right here. So from Medina, if you're a little bit further south than that, if you're back towards Cleveland, I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in a bit further. I really want to pinpoint exactly where we're seeing this rotation to as detailed a level as we can possibly get here. So this is probably going to suffice for a few moments, and we may have to adjust once again. So if you're in Medina, again, or further south, I want to say areas along 30 right here or just towards the east of this. This is the area from Medina further south that we're likely seeing that observed tornado as we speak, and we're continuing to get these updates. It looks like it's right about here or so. So Medina, you may be a little further north than this is. That's great news for you, but again, it may continue to push further towards the north as you move here into the next several minutes or so. But it's this area right here. You see this hook. So here's the overall, this hook feature right here. This is a classic signature of what we'd want to see if we're trying to ID a tornado. So it's this area right here, and based on the last couple of updates, it appears as if this is tracking maybe due east, maybe a little further towards the northeast or so. So if you're in this general location, I would surmise this is a handful of miles or so just towards the east of Highway 30 there, or Route 30. This is continuing to move. If you're in Cleveland, still if you are in Medina, whether you're seeing a tornado or not, you're right on the precipice of those 70 to 95 mile per hour wind gusts. So you're by no means out of the threat as far as that is concerned, but we're continuing to monitor that situation. We have a couple of cameras going on right now. I'm seeing there in another view that rotational signature from Goodrich towards Denhoff. You can't see that here behind me, but again, that rotational signature is becoming just a little bit more defined. It does appear as if it's tracking more for the Goodrich area. That does not mean you're going to get a tornado. It just means that rotational signature is pretty imminent on you, a moment or two away from now. If that becomes a confirmed tornado, we will duck back into covering that particular storm. But for right now, we're going to focus on this actual observed tornado. It does appear it would be in this general location. It's moving more towards the east than it is towards the north, but there is a little bit of a northeasterly component to the direction that is heading. And again, that is in effect until 10:45 this evening. So that's about a half an hour from now. Should the situation evolve, we'll get a timestamp update right there. We have behind the scenes team constantly feeding me information. We'll update that with you as that updates here over the next several minutes. But I want to go ahead and repeat myself. We're continuing to see these timestamps. This is moving more due east now than any kind of northeasterly component. So we want to keep that trend for you if you're towards the Cleveland area. But right now, this is moving more easterly as we've seen over the last timestamp. So any areas east or parallel, I want to say, of Route 30 there, about 5, 10, 15 miles as we run parallel with 94 here. This is the general location that we are watching what has been reported as an observed tornado in that general direction. We're getting some more information here. Okay, so this couplet right here, this is great information. Thank you so much. This particular area of rotation right here is moving east, due east at 55 miles per hour. So it's not going to take long if you're in Cleveland or if you're further south than Cleveland for that to get to you. Our estimations suggest this will be at or near Cleveland by 10:25. So that's 7 minutes from now. So if you were towards Cleveland or if you're further south than Cleveland, I'm going to go ahead and circle this area right here. If you're anywhere right about here, this observed tornado is about 7 or so minutes from your general location. Again, Medina, you are, so to speak, out of the woods for the tornadic threat, but you're also getting that core of those 90 to 100 mile per hour wind gusts. So stay inside, stay inside, stay inside. It's not worth, trust me, it's not worth trying to get a picture right now. Everyone wants to go on social media and post the Facebook pictures. it's not worth it. Stay inside. And please stay tuned with us. We'll let you know when that threat has resolved itself. I'm going to step off one more time just to try to expand this view, because as this propagates, I'm beginning to lose the picture just a little bit here. So, all right, we're now back in focus. So again, if you are in Cleveland, North Dakota, or if you are further south in Cleveland, even by 5 or 10 miles, this is an observed tornado that is heading in your general direction. We estimate it will be in your area by 10:25. That is 6 minutes from now. So make sure you stay in your basement, bathtub, interior room in your home. Bring a blanket with you. Again, we have an observed tornado. We don't have any photos of it right now, but again, this is an observed tornado. So this is a life-threatening situation for you if you are in Cleveland or further south in Cleveland. This feature right here in this line, this is called a hook echo feature because, as you can surmise, it has a little bit of a hook-like feature with it. This is moving pretty much due east. There may be a wobble a little bit, as you can see right there, as it moves further towards the northeast. But again, 10:25 is the estimated time for arrival for the Cleveland area and points further south. And again, this is an observed tornado. This has reached the ground. That update came to us about 5 or so minutes. If we get additional information on whether or not it's still on the ground, we will certainly pass that to you. We have 3 to 4 members of our staff behind the scenes gathering information as we get them, and they'll pass me a note. They'll come into my earpiece. They will tell me if anything changes here with this system. So we're at 10:21 right now. We estimate, again, this line is moving from west to east at 65 miles per hour or 55, whichever of the two. But again, this line right here is about where we're expecting. Yeah, you can see it right there, this actual hook within this line. So it appears as if this hook is another hook right here. So it's really kind of hard to tell exactly where this tornadic feature would be. But this is an observed tornado. If you're anywhere in Cleveland along 94, further south than that, and this will continue obviously to extend further towards the east. Jamestown, see if I can get over there, is right about there or so. So this is getting on the eastern edge of our coverage zone, but we will stay with you no matter where it goes as long as this remains tornado warned and there is an observed tornado associated with it. So again, Medina, you are out of the woods for the tornadic feature as of this very moment. But again, 75 to 90 mile per hour wind gusts. Some areas you've even seen 100 mile per hour wind gusts. You're kind of getting the brunt of that right now. Cleveland, again, here's that hook. We can follow this line. See how it juts out right about there? It's this area right here that is the most likely location for that observed tornado. It does appear as if this is going to skirt maybe the southernmost tier of Cleveland, but looks like the core of it may stay a bit further south than that. But as long as you are in Cleveland or further south, and now as this gets to that area, as it moves, further towards the east, anywhere out here along 94 and south in this remote location, as this pushes further east towards Jamestown, this is going to be on your doorstep over the next couple of minutes or so, because this system is moving at 55 to 65 miles per hour. Going to go ahead and change our coverage real fast right here. We might switch over to Vanessa for a few moments so we can go back over to Max 3. She will take it from here for a few moments or so. Vanessa?
Thank you so much, Kenny. So I have this kind of going as fast as it is going at this point in time as we're looking at Storm Team Radar. We're setting this in motion for you. Recently updated, as Kenny had reminded you, if you are close to Medina, Cleveland, well within this box here, seek shelter immediately. As Kenny was mentioning, this is a confirmed tornado, if I am not mistaken here. This will remain in effect until 10:45 Central Time here. That is 10:45 Central Time here. We will stay with you until this threat is no longer there. Get in the most interior level of your home. Get down into your basement. If you do have one, that is the best place to be right now, especially if you are in Medina, Cleveland. Even if you're down close to the south of where this box is generally shaded in here, you are well within the area that is considered dangerous. As Kenny was mentioning, this is what we call kind of a hook shape. Definitely not something we want to see at all. That gives us a good idea that we do have a confirmed tornado. So it's what we call rain wrapped here. So you're looking at really those orange, yellows, and reds on the map here to say the north of I-94 here. It's attempting to skirt away from our viewing area, but until it does, we're going to stay right with you right now. Our behind the scenes team, whether that be in production or within the weather department, working the best we can to get you the best information, the latest data as it is coming into us from the National Weather Service, whether that be damage reports or anything of that matter. And this is not the only thing we're watching for you, of course, but this is the one that we are going to stay with you on, as this is in fact a confirmed tornado. We have that tornado warning. It does remain in effect, until 10:45 Central Daylight Time. So that is not set to expire until a little while longer from now. Of course, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings also in effect along this line, but this is the tornado warning, the one that we are going to focus on for you. Now, of course, again, cannot stress this enough. Kenny was just mentioning this, as enticing as it may be to go out and get us a video for you, or get us a video, it is not safe. It is not worth your life. This is a life-threatening situation we're dealing with right now in terms of that tornado warning. That will remain in effect, again, if you're just joining us now here on the network, until 10:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is the one that bears some concern here overall. We're starting to get away from, say, the Bismarck area in terms of the velocity scan. Oh, we're going to go back to this other one in just a second here, but this one is in effect until 10:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So if you're also in the area of Goodrich, just to the east of McCluskey, you're looking at the velocity scan now. We're also getting a good idea of what we call that broader rotation. Like Kenny was mentioning, the greens and the reds, when they merge, that is what we call a velocity couplet. That gives us the reason why we do have a tornado warning in effect here for Sheridan County. So even though we're going to hyper focus on this additional tornado warning for you, if you are within, again, the McCluskey, Denhoff, Goodrich area, even getting closer to, say, Herdsfield, you want to still seek shelter immediately as well. Make sure you are in the interior-most level of your home, whether that be the basement, whether that be an area without windows. We are working to get the up-to-the-minute data for you as more and more info becomes available. Again, cannot thank the behind-the-scenes team enough here, whether that be the weather team or the production staff here, working the best we can to get you this info. Again, we're going to zoom really hyper-focused on what has now become a confirmed tornado in Kidder and Stutsman County. This includes Cleveland. If you're in Medina, again, a car is not a safe place to be. If you have plans to travel on the interstate, do not, I repeat, do not be on the interstate right now. A car is not the safe place to be right now if you are underneath this tornado warning in this general box that really extends almost off my map here. This is in effect, if you're just joining us now, until 10:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that is about, let's say, 15 or so minutes from now. We will continue to stay right with you here on air until that threat has dropped. We are looking at the latest data for you overall, and we're working the best we can to get you that up-to-minute data, whether that be our behind-the-scenes team working the best we can to output that on social media for you, but also be right here on air for you. I'm going to bring back in Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller here at this moment to give us the latest data and information we are seeing out of this.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Again, we are in the process of gathering live information here as we speak, and we'll continue to monitor this for the remainder of the evening hours here. If we can go back and get to Max 1, thank you so much. So we're going to go ahead and right now keep the focus on that tornado warning. This is Medina, Cleveland's right about here or so. This will likely, I will go ahead and say, get extended. Buchanan, Jamestown, this may be knocking on your doorsteps before too much longer here. This is the velocity couplets. Again, we're kind of getting out of our radar range here for this particular area, but this is trying to show where that velocity signature temperature may be along 94 now towards the east of Cleveland, bumping a bit further north than that. We are just quickly going to go ahead and shift things here. So this is another tornado warning. It just got extended, if I'm not mistaken. It is in effect until 10:45 here tonight, and we are watching again where these reds and these greens are kind of intermixing here around the Goodrich area. This is not, unlike the Medina Cleveland situation, this is not a confirmed or an observed tornado. This is simply a tornado warning. But the fact that this just got extended to be a bit further north suggests that that rotational feature is still here within this line. And this may be a little bit easier to see. This is an extremely zoomed in view of our actual storm team radar. So what we're seeing here is we're seeing this wraparound feature. Look at this right here, this hook-like feature. See how these yellows and these reds kind of dip down and then duck back out? It is this area right here. We're probably a handful of miles south of 200, going to be a little further north than 14. If you're anywhere in that area between Goodrich and back towards Hertzfield, I would strongly suggest treating this like this is heading in your general direction. Again, basement, interior portion of your house if you do not have a basement. Bathtub, closet, hallway, somewhere not connected to the outside of your home. And again, bring a blanket or such to have draped over top of you just in case anything were to go wrong there. So with this particular situation, Hertzfield to Goodrich, anywhere along 200 here, it is this, watch my finger here, this hook-like feature right here that is indicative of some pretty strong rotation within this line. We'll continue to monitor both this situation and the Cleveland situation. Just get another note right here. And again, we're going to go back to the previous warning here, the area just towards now the east of Cleveland, working its way towards Jamestown. This is now a radar indicated tornado warning, which includes Jamestown. This has been extended to now 11 o'clock here Central Time. Again, this is radar indicated. That does not mean there is a confirmed tornado. It means there is an area of rotational signature, which means it could produce a tornado. I'm going to go ahead and surmise that means that this tornado warning, which at one point did produce an observed tornado, is no longer on the ground. So that is great news. If you're anywhere from Cleveland towards Jamestown, going to go ahead and put Buchanan in there for you. It does not appear, this is great news, that that tornado is any longer on the ground. That being said, because that warning was now put into place for you, that a tornado could still drop once again. So if you're anywhere along 281 here from Buchanan to Jamestown, we are now further towards the east of Cleveland, but this is heading your way. Again, to repeat it, there is no tornado on the ground right now. There is just the warning indicative of a possible tornado over the next, what is that, 15 or half an hour or so till 11 p.m. here. Let's go ahead and just kind of zoom in. This doesn't tell us much just because our radar system is a bit further towards the east here. So we'll go ahead and cycle through this, and for the time being, go ahead and get back to that rotational signature that is now pretty much centered right over the Goodrich area. I'm going to go ahead and include Denhoff in that as well. Just get another note here from our team, some more information on these systems. For the Jamestown tornado warning, that line is moving towards the north. Looks like towards the northeast at 75 miles per hour. That's how fast that line is moving. We're going to go ahead, just give me 1 second here to make sure that we have, there we go. So we estimate that this line right here with this tornado warning, again, no confirmed tornado, will be at or near Buchanan by 10:35 Central Time. So that is 2 minutes from now. So if you are in Buchanan, also towards Jamestown, again, this will be in your vicinity within 1 to 3 minutes. So again, seek immediate shelter if you haven't already. Stay tuned to the app. If you can still hear us where you are sheltered in place, please continue to listen. Again, at this point, we do not surmise, we do not believe there is a confirmed tornado. We only believe this is a tornado warning, meaning a tornado may drop here as this continues to move. So again, Buchanan to Jamestown, we expect that this will be in your general vicinity vicinity within 1 to 3 minutes from now. We'll continue to watch that situation for you very, very closely as it moves further towards the east. I'm going to go back, as I was saying, to that rotational signature for Goodrich, back towards Denhoff. We can see this area of rotation, these brighter greens right about there or so. We have some reds kind of wrapping back around. This doesn't look as impressive, which is great news, as it did just a few minutes ago. So hopefully this situation is beginning to wane just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and zoom out just for a second here. Bear with me as we do this in real time. Just want to make sure that we're getting a broader view of this. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, backstage team, it does not appear as if this is tornado warned anymore. So my suspicions were correct, and this appears to continue to be weakening purely from a tornadic standpoint. So that is fantastic news. If you are towards the north there, that is no longer tornado warned. I'm actually going to go ahead and stay off camera just for one more second. I'm going to go ahead and animate this to show you something here. So as we watch this line continue to move here from west to east, notice in the northern tier of this line, this is what we mean by that tornado warning. So watch how this begins to almost have a rotational feature within the actual radar line. So this is a pretty dangerous situation as this continues to wrap back around itself. Would not be surprised, not going to guarantee it, but would not be surprised if we get another tornado warning kind of in this general vicinity. As you can see, that pretty powerful counterclockwise rotation at the very, very end as that loops back. So we're continuing to monitor really the central tier of this line. It's really towards the Carrington area. Harvey, good news for you. It looks like it's just towards your south. We're hoping for your sake it will continue to stay towards your south. That being said, again, 50 to maybe 70 miles per hour as far as those wind gusts are concerned. Still possible for your neck of the woods, but areas further towards the west, looks like Strasburg, Turtle Lake. We're maybe just a little bit towards the east now of Washburn. It's winding down for you. We want to continue to see that trend, obviously. Robinson, you're in better shape right now. Steele, you're still kind of getting some of the wraparound feature of that, but conditions will gradually improve pretty quickly there for you as well. Napoleon, again, getting some backflow here. You'll continue to improve. Once you get out of these yellows, you'll noticeably feel those improvements. But Gackle, Fredonia, Edgeley, you're about to get, once again, the tail end of this. We're talking, wind gusts of 65 to 80 miles per hour. And again, this area right here, you see this red box? This was is the key word there, a confirmed tornado. But based on the extension right here of that tornado warning, that tornado is no longer on the ground. That is a positive trend. We hope to continue to see that evolve in that direction as that moves towards Jamestown. But because it is still a tornado warning, it could still drop another tornado, which is why that warning is still there, obviously. So if you're anywhere towards the Jamestown area, again, we're trying in real time to zoom in more on some of these features. And as that happens, we'll continue to get more information here for you. We want to go ahead and just make sure that we're not missing anything. Just going to go ahead and zoom in real fast. And it looks like, as I expected, or as I said a moment ago, would not be surprised if that area to the north became tornado warned once again, and that in the last 2 minutes has once again become the situation. Unfortunately, we are talking about areas just towards the north and towards the east of Goodrich. This is a fresh tornado warning. Harvey, you are not included in that tornado warning, but you may be sooner rather than later because this line again is moving at about 50 to 65 miles per hour. So if you're anywhere from, let's say, 52 down towards the 200 area, from Goodrich to Hertzfield, anywhere from there up towards the Harvey area, you can see the brightness here of these greens and of these reds. This is where this tornadic signature would be located right now. Again, based on the overall nature of this box right here, it does not appear as if we have an actual tornado. We just have that rotation because, as we can see in our overall radar scope right here, and again, we're just going to go ahead and zoom out real fast so you can see precisely where I am looking right now. So this is the overall line. This is the northern tier of our bow echo-like feature as we speak. And again, it's hard to see that box. I get it because basically the entire radar is red right now. But there's the overall field. You can see as this line, there's a counterclockwise rotation to all of these reds, these maroons, and these oranges that we're seeing. This hook right there, just south of Hertzfield, this hook-like feature is moving towards a general Harvey location at this time. Again, no confirmed tornado right now, just a tornado warning. We'll continue to monitor this extremely closely. Should this change, should we get an actual tornado from this, you will hear it first from us here on air as this moves from 200 towards 52. So again, if you're anywhere from Harvey, I'm going to include Harvey in that down towards Hertzfield or towards Goodrich. Seek immediate shelter. I hope you've been following the advice we've been giving to you over the last, 2 hours or so. Get to your basement, an interior portion of your home, because this is an active situation. The tornado warning that is in effect that we're just showing right here from Goodrich towards Harvey, this is in effect till 11 p.m. So that is about 20 or so minutes from now. It is moving north at 15 miles per hour, so a little bit slower here, which may not be the best thing. But again, we'll continue to watch this area very, very closely. The storm is currently 16 miles south of Harvey, so it is moving towards the northeast towards the general Harvey location. And again, as we speak, there is no tornado. There is just the warning. That means a tornado may drop at any point between now and the expiration of this warning, which goes 20 minutes from now. So if you are anywhere from Goodrich to Hertzfield towards Harvey, including Harvey, anywhere from 52 here towards 200, you want to stay indoors. No cars, no ditches, no trees. Get inside, get to a basement, get to an interior portion of your home, whether that's a bathroom, a closet, a hallway will do just fine. Just make sure there is no exterior walls towards your house should this become a confirmed tornado. And as we speak here at 10:40 p.m., there is still no confirmed tornado, just this warning in effect. We're going to take one more step off here. We're going to go ahead and zoom out once again and just show you the overall field of what we are tracking in its entirety here. So as you can see here, this is a mess. There's a lot going on here, but we will stay with you. If you're anywhere along Highway 83 now, we're going to go from Minot to Garrison, clear through the Bisman area. Further south, you are now on the tail end of this situation. Conditions should have dramatically improved for you over the last 10 to 30 minutes or so. We're now more focused on our east central and southeastern locations. Again, Harvey, there is a tornado warning that is on your precipice over the next 15 to 25 minutes. This area towards Medina, towards Cleveland, working its way towards Jamestown and towards the north of Jamestown. There is also a tornado warning in effect for you. It is not confirmed. There is no active tornado. There is just the warning, but that could evolve into an actual tornado at any point here over the next 2 to 15 minutes or so. And should that happen for either of these current warnings, we will be covering that for you extensively here. We will not deviate from that coverage. So again, here's the overall bow echo-like feature. So we have this basically massive line here extending into the far now eastern reaches of our viewing area. If this were to animate, we're not going to animate it right now, as I'm trying to point out, some of these features. You can see this wraparound-like feature. This area right here is moving counterclockwise. So that is significant because as this continues right here to wrap back around, you're seeing this little bit of a hook in the overall reds and these oranges and these maroons right here. This is not what we want to see if we're trying to prevent tornadoes. This actual hook right there is where we're seeing a possible tornadic velocity couplet. Again, no tornado right now, just this rotational feature, and this is moving in the general direction of Harvey, maybe a little bit further towards the east than Harvey. And anywhere even if you're not in a tornado warning right now. This entire line, the entirety of this line, is still producing wind gusts of 70 to 105 miles per hour. So you want to stay indoors. Again, I can't think of a conceivable reason why you want to go outside right now. Storm filters or not, you don't want to go outside. It's not worth it. Everyone pretty much knows this is on your doorstep. So please just stay safe. That is the #1 thing that I care about right now. It looks like we're maybe getting another tornado warning kind of popping up here into the northern tier. I'm gathering more information. I'll be right back with you. Okay. All right. We are going to continue our coverage on the tornado warning that is working its way towards Harvey. And of course, this area further towards south. I will be right back once again. Again, we are doing this in real time for you. So I really appreciate your patience here with us. So we're going to go ahead and just zoom one more time on this area towards the south of Harvey. As this line continues to move from Goodrich, again, Hertzfield, we're seeing, you can really see it pretty pronounced in this area right here. Follow these reds with me. Follow my finger. It goes from Bowden between Goodrich and Hertzfield. Watch this hook right there. That is where we're possibly seeing a tornadic-like signature anywhere within the core of that hook right here. And it is working its way towards the northeast. In a few minutes here, we're going to have Vanessa just come on in, kind of take things over for me for just a few minutes. I'll be back on. Let me get some water. I'll get some more updates. But in the meantime, we'll have Vanessa here covering this for you. But again, it's these reds, these maroons, these oranges. This is moving, the swirl right here is moving counterclockwise. So if this were animating, it would be like this. We're getting this rotational signature right here. So if you're in Hertzfield or points further north, this directly will impact you over the next 15 to 20 minutes. And right now, we're going to go ahead and bring in Vanessa. She'll take it from here for a few minutes. Vanessa.
Perfect. So if production can hear me, thank you so much. We are ever watching this situation right now. I want to bring you into the Harvey camera while we currently have it with us at this moment in time, because any moment now we could even lose it, just considering what is becoming likely out of this tornado warning. But this is what we can see in Harvey right now. I know it is very difficult to notice what is going on in downtown Harvey right now. No, we'll just saw some lightning out of that camera as well. We are looking at some decent, strong thunderstorm activity with this as well. Now, I know, like Kenny mentioned, we have shaded in this tornado warning, this active tornado warning for you. It is very, very difficult to see because tornado warnings pop up in red boxes, as they should, as it is a dire situation here. This will remain in effect until 11 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And again, if you're even on the outskirts of this, say towards Hertzfield, towards Harvey especially, Harvey, you are yet to be in this tornado warning box at this point in time here, but I would recommend you seek shelter immediately right here if you are within this. You're noticing this hooking shape going on here within Storm Team radar. And again, I know it is very difficult to pick up on this just because of the fact that that tornado warning that we're showing you right now is shaded within a red box. That is because it is a dire situation. That's how we get the message across for you. This is going to affect Sheridan and Wells County until, if you're just joining us now, 11 o'clock this evening, Central Daylight Time. And I want to point out something that we're looking at this point in time. Notice that hooking that Kenny was talking about earlier is what we call rain wrapped. We have quite a decent amount of rain associated with this, and that is why we're looking at a dire situation right now. Our team is ever updating the latest information here, and we're looking for the up-to-minute data here. As fast as we can get it to you, we are getting it to you here. We will stay right here with you until all of this no longer becomes a threat or a risk here. I'm going to bring in the velocity scan, and I have changed this over to a different data point in terms of the radar. But regardless, you can still see more of what we call that tightening going on within the velocity scan for parts of Sheridan and Wells County here. If you are even in, say, Harvey, I highly recommend you seek shelter immediately. And if you're just joining us now, if you have a way to receive alerts through your mobile app, You can watch us right here on the KX Storm Team app. We'll have the up-to-minute data. Our team behind the scenes also working on social media, getting those updates out to you as fast as we can, as fast as we possibly can. It's not just the tornado threat that we're watching for you right now, but also those gusty winds that we've been monitoring for you even in, say, like the last 2 hours or so. And within this tornado warning, parts of Sheridan and Wells County. If you are close to, say, Route 82, highly do not recommend you are in a vehicle right now. Do not travel along Route 82. Get to the lowest level of your home. Get to that basement. If you do not have a basement, go to the interior-most room of your home here. And it's a good idea to have a blanket with you just in case to cover over yourself. The best place to kind of be if you do not have a basement, the bathroom, because most bathrooms do not have any windows. Get inside the bathtub. As silly as it may seem, that is a safe place to be when you are underneath a tornado warning. And I understand we have some more updates here, so I am going to walk off the screen for a second here. Thank you to the behind the scenes team. We have a radar indicated tornado warning for Wells County. That is east of Harvey. That will remain in effect until 11:15 this evening, Central Daylight Time. And there is a couplet or a velocity couplet moving north at 35 miles per hour. Thank you very much to our behind the scenes team. You can't see it here, but we have a plethora, a cornucopia, if you will, of these reports that I'm just getting fed here on pieces of paper here, and it is very much welcomed. We are trying to get you the up-to-minute data, so thank you so much to the behind-the-scenes team here again, whether that be our production crew who has stayed right here with us, kept us on air through all of this, and our behind-the-scenes weather team. We have a fantastic team here getting you the up-to-minute data here, again, on social media and on air here. And we will stay right here with you until this threat is no longer a threat. This is in effect until 11 o'clock Central Daylight Time this evening. So that is about 10 minutes from now. 10 minutes from now is when this, as of right now, is set to expire here. You're noticing another tornado warning up to the north and east here, but we are going to focus right into this one that is closer to Harvey. You're noticing more of that hooking shape, that bowing shape that we were talking about occurring out of this. Now, I will bring you back into the Harvey camera right now, as long as we still have it for you. This is what we're dealing with right now. Look at the size of those raindrops on the camera at this point in time. This is the closest we can get in terms of the KX Cam network to the area that is considered underneath that tornado warning. You can even notice this camera kind of essentially starting to wobble and shake a little bit. That is exactly what we expect out of this. Hopefully we'll be able to still pick up on the signal from this camera, and as long as we can, I will keep moving back to it for you to put things into perspective. I know it is dark outside. You can't see much. This is a live look at downtown Harvey. Certainly seeing a decent amount of rain associated with this system. And as of right now, Harvey, it looks like, is just barely within that tornado warning that we're watching for you right now. This remains in effect, again, if you're joining us right now, until 11 o'clock Central Daylight Time this evening. That is about, say, 9-10 minutes away from now. But again, we're just going to stay with you right until this threat is no longer there. If you're just joining us now, get into the interior-most level of your home. Get into the basement if you do not have a basement. It's silly as it may seem, get into your bathroom. Get into an area that does not have any windows, because that can create a lot of damage, and it can be life-threatening if you're not taking this seriously. This is a situation that has been evolving, and this is something we've been monitoring for you since really back on Wednesday, and in some spots back on Tuesday. So this is something that the Storm Prediction Center has done a good thing in terms of determining the threat for today. It just goes to show you, we've covered so many tornado warnings out of this, multiple tornado warnings. I couldn't even tell you because we've been live on air here for several hours. But again, we've been tracking this for you since the early parts of this week here. So this just goes to show you what the Storm Prediction Center means to us and kind of what the threats mean in terms of what they're outlining for us, and to take things seriously overall. We expected this to evolve as we got into today here, and that is right where we're at here. We're going to stay with you until this does drop. This remains in effect until 11 o'clock Central Daylight Time here. That is when this is set to expire as of right now, but you're noticing that what we call hooking shape attached to it. And I know I'm moving it back and forward here just to show you how this has been ever evolving here. The situation is ever evolving as well. We've seen multiple tornado reports. We've seen multiple tornado warnings here. Lots of damaging wind gusts. We had a 101 mile per hour wind gust reported out of this. And if you're with us, say in the last few hours or so, even us here at the station here in Bismarck also dealt with a brief power outage, and that is why we weren't able to bring you some of that data on air, but we got back to you as soon as we could. I'm going to get you back to the Harvey camera right now just to show you what things are looking at. And again, as long as we can keep producing this camera shot for you, we absolutely will. I know it's tough to see what is exactly going on, but this is the closest we can get essentially to where that tornado warning is in effect at this point in time. A lot of this has moved off to the east here in terms of the tornado threat, but this is the one we certainly and definitely have our eye on for you at this point in time. This is the one that is within our general viewing area. This is the situation that is ever evolving here. What we call a rain-wrapped activity here, that hooking shape that is occurring within this storm, within this particular cell. I'm going to bring you one more time into that velocity scan. Well, it looks like we're back to the Harvey camera here, and I'm looking at a lot of cars driving into the downtown area. Please, please, please don't do that. Please, please, please don't do that. If you do have a way to continue receiving alerts from us, from your phone, and continue to listen to us through your mobile device, that is what you should be doing here. Do not stay upstairs. Get into the interior level of your home here. I'm noticing we are getting some more up-to-the-minute data, so I am going to switch things over and toss the baton to Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller here.
Vanessa, thank you so much. Outstanding job as always. So again, as usual, we're going to go ahead and just switch to our Max 1 coverage. And as you can see here, we've got 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 active tornado warnings here as we speak. We're going to primarily focus on the 2 westernmost tornado warnings at this point in this juncture. This one right here towards the Harvey area, this is in effect until 11 p.m. So just 5 more minutes to get through. Based on what I was gathering there behind the scenes, we do not expect this to get extended. We hope that remains the trend, but if it does, we will of course update that for you 5 minutes or so from now. This warning right here, this is in effect till 11:15, so you still have 20 minutes for that location as far as that tornadic situation. And again, neither of these have an observed tornado. They are simply the warnings should we get a tornado. So let's go ahead and kind of analyze what we're seeing here. This is our velocity field. So again, a reminder, the greens indicate winds moving towards our radar, towards Bismarck, and the reds indicate winds moving away. So anywhere you kind of see the reds and the greens kind of next to each other forming a couplet, that's going to be an indicated area of rotation. The good news here for this particular warning moving towards Harvey, I don't really see much of anything within that field. So that says to me, and again, the NWS could have more sufficient data than I can show you right here that may extend that. But just based on what I'm surmising from this, I would not expect this tornado warning to get extended 4 minutes from now. It will likely expire right at 11 o'clock as that system works its way towards Harvey. This one in particular, though, you can see this kind of field right here where we have these greens and these reds just right next to each other. So it's this area right here as this works its way towards the north, towards the northeast, that we are watching, which would most likely drop a tornado. Again, there is no tornado associated with this particular warning. If we were to get one, again, you'll hear directly from me in live time. We'll see it actually happen as we transition to that. But for right now, just a little bit of rotation. We even see a little bit of bright red. I'm not quite sure you can quite see that, and some bright green. So it may be right about there or so. I'll be right back. Just going to go ahead and zoom in on that just to get a little clearer picture with exactly what we're seeing within that particular area. So again, this looks like it's going to be along Route 30 there, maybe just towards the south of Hamburg. And again, we're not really seeing anything particularly strong within the velocity field right here, which would indicate, of course, that we could get a tornado. But if we would see these greens and these reds get a lot brighter over the next few minutes. But it's this area looks like it's just crossed over 30 right here. And this is more heading towards the east, northeast. So if you're in Hamburg or areas maybe just towards the east and towards the south, this is kind of the area we're going to be watching here for you until this expires at 11:15 here this evening. Just gathering some more information from our wonderful team. This is a little bit further towards a broader view of this system. I'm actually going to go ahead and get this up for you so you can see exactly where I'm talking about. So areas northeast of Steele. So Steele is right here, northeast of Steele by about, let's see if we have this particular information. This is a 98 mile per hour wind gust reported in Robinson. So that's going to be, again, in this general location just towards the northeast of towards Steele. Excuse me, there's Robinson right there. And again, this is from the National Weather Service. They are calling this feature, so this is the overall Bow Echo Lake feature. Notice, as I said before, how this is wrapping back around this counterclockwise rotation right here. This is called a sting jet, this actual feature right here. So as this wraps back around itself, areas from Bowden to Robinson, maybe perhaps Steele, and again, you may get clipped once again by this towards Woodworth or towards Medina. We are getting reports again of 98 mile per hour wind gusts as this sting jet-like feature kind of wraps back around itself. So we have a plethora of situations going on right here. We're going to continue to bounce back and forth as these evolve as we move here further into tonight. But again, this area right here, wind gusts not quite done for you, even though you've moved through the core. Unfortunately, it looks like you may get a second helping as this wraps back around itself. So areas from Bowden to Robinson to Woodworth, I'm going to go ahead and include Steele and Medina, kind of anywhere in this general location. We just had that tornado warning. It looks like it popped back up or it zoomed in a little bit further. Be right back. Going to go ahead and zoom in. That may be indicative of a confirmed tornado. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that feature here for you. We're gathering information right now. Okay, so we do not believe at this point in time, this is actually fluid. This is happening as we speak. This tornado warning that is coming in right here, we have an observed tornado with this situation. So if you're in Fendison or points further towards the north or towards the east, we can't quite see that feature here within the velocity field, but it's going to be in this general box right here. We'll stick with the velocity. This is going to be our best way here to indicate exactly where this is heading. Hamburg, you may be regrettably in the crosshairs of where this is heading. So if you are in Hamburg or anywhere, I'm going to say along Route 30 right here, we're at Tees with 15 between Fendison and towards Fairville. Anywhere in this general location, we have an observed tornado that is in effect. This is a confirmed tornado. And again, you want to be seeking shelter right now, not 5 minutes from now, right now. Get to a basement, an interior room in your home. Again, bathtub, hallway, closet, somewhere in a room that is not attached to the exterior of your home. Again, we have an observed tornado somewhere in here along Route 30 towards the Hamburg area, maybe just a little bit towards the southwest of that. So this is an ever-evolving situation. This is in effect until 11:15. We may, in fact, at this point, see that extended if we are seeing those reports of an actual tornado. And again, this is getting a little bit to the outskirts of where our radar is located in Bismarck, of where it can pick up the velocity field of this. But again, we're kind of seeing some reds right here, maybe some greens. And again, I'm not going to exactly speculate on where this is, but I would surmise, just based on kind of what I'm seeing right here, if you're anywhere around the Hamburg area, maybe a bit further south, this is an observed tornado, valid until 11:15. As far as the warning is concerned, we'll see, of course, how long that tornado wants to move move as we get towards the northeast. And again, just gathering some more information. This is a public confirmed tornado. According to the National Weather Service, it is moving north at 25 miles per hour. So if there's any kind of solace in this, is that it should get in and out pretty quickly. It shouldn't loiter for too long. But again, anywhere near Hamburg, this will continue to move towards the northeast as we speak. And again, this is a public confirmed tornado according to the National Weather Service. So again, highly recommend you get indoors, you stay indoors, you get as insulated into your home as you possibly can. Again, this is a situation for Hamburg. Anywhere here along Route 30, this directly and immediately applies to you. Seek shelter immediately and stay there. We will let you know when this tornado warning becomes, or when this observed tornado comes back up off the ground and is no longer a viable threat. But right now it is a continued situation. Hamburg points further towards the north towards the east, and this was not the update I was hoping to see, just in terms of what we're seeing from the velocity field. So this is a good update in the sense that it at least tells us where we're seeing that rotational feature. So again, we have these reds right here. We have these very bright greens now right here. This area right here is where we're seeing the observed tornado in all likelihood. So we're just now towards the east of Hamburg. This is heading, I want to say, in the general direction towards Cheyenne. You are not in the warning as we speak, but that is the direction this is heading. So I would advise you, if you are towards the northeast of this warning box, that you heed this warning as well. This is going to be more directly for our friends just towards the east here of Route 30. If you're in Hamburg or further east than that, where we see these very, very bright greens, this whole line right here. And of course, these reds, we're probably getting that rotational feature, the observed tornado. Again, it was public observed and reported to the National Weather Service. It's probably going to be right about there or so. And again, this is tracking gradually towards the northeast. This warning is in effect until 11:15 here this evening. This may get extended, and as long as the tornado remains observed, this will obviously get extended. So let's take one more, I guess, broader view of kind of what we're seeing here with this system. So again, here is our Bow Echo-like feature. We have this Sting Jet wraparound feature, this counterclockwise swirl, so to speak, from Bowden down towards Robinson and towards Woodworth, perhaps over the next 15 to 20 minutes. But our primary focus right now is going to be on the observed tornado. That is not the direction I wanted to take this. We'll go ahead and switch that for you in just a moment or two. Let me go ahead and switch this back. We get a broader view here of this line. Be right back with you guys. This is just an update here with this line. So we just got a report too from behind the scenes team here in Robinson. We just reported on you. Robinson is right there or so. This Sting Jet-like feature we were just talking about, 99 mile per hour wind gust, 74 mile per hour sustained. That is almost hurricane force winds, sustained winds of 74 miles per hour and 99 mile per hour wind gusts for Robinson, right about there. This was relayed by the National Weather Service. So this is a confirmed report. So again, we got all kinds of information going on here. We have from Wing to Robinson towards Woodworth. I'm going to go ahead and include you, Steele and Medina, just in case that Sting Jet-like feature gets further south. Again, 90 to 100 plus mile per hour wind gusts likely on your way here over the next 10 to 20 minutes or so. And again, this is the main line. This line is continuing to move towards the east. But as that line does that, it is this wraparound feature, this counterclockwise swirl, this Sting Jet that is giving us some of those backhanded 99 plus mile per hour gusts towards the Robinson area. And again, we continue to lose our system here just because this system is moving as fast as it is. I want to go ahead and just feature a little bit more onto that observed tornado working its way. It looks like Again, we're just going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer here. Just to make sure that we're exactly highlighting where this is. We're just towards the east now of Hamburg. And again, this is an observed tornado in effect right now. Just based on what I'm gathering here, again, it's getting tougher to tell just based on this field the further east that we go, but it looks like there is a rotational feature, I want to say just towards the east of Hamburg and continuing to move towards the northeast at this time. So that is where that reported tornado would be centered right there. Again, just towards the east of Hamburg. We just saw that rapid refresh feature. It does look like this is starting to maybe decline in intensity just a little bit. We want to continue to see that trend. Again, we'll continue to get updates on this as we get closer to the 11:15 hour. That is when this system should either expire or perhaps be refreshed as it goes ahead and does that. So again, we're watching this very, very closely from Hamburg and areas further east than that. An observed tornado has been reported. That was about 5-10 minutes ago or so. Seek shelter immediately. That is the area we are watching. And of course, if you are further towards the northeast, then this warning goes. Should this situation get extended, it is likely that that will be the direction that this goes. But hopefully this continues to die down as we move further along into here the evening hours. Again, we're trying to get a broader view of the overall system here. So this is kind of a zoomed in view on where that tornado warning with the observed tornado is located. Areas just towards the west now from Harvey back towards McCluskey, really along 200 right here. You're beginning to see more of those stronger winds continuing to filter in. That's likely indicative of 50 to 65 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts, and we'll continue to monitor this line in its entirety.
Do you have a report from our behind the scenes team that a tornado is now radar indicated? So they're still, as of right now, going to expire this at 11:15 p.m.
That is great news. Thank you, Vanessa. So that warning we were just talking about right here, that is no longer an observed tornado. There's just a rotational feature. And as we just saw in that velocity field, that rotational component was beginning to kind of die out, not really seeing any more bright greens or reds next to each other. So based on what Vanessa just said, this warning will be expiring 6 minutes or so from now. And we hope all of these lines continue to take that trend. We're going to go ahead and toss to Vanessa, who I'm sure has more information for us. Vanessa.
Yes, thank you so much, Kenny. Thank you to our amazing production team who has been switching back and forth to the monitors for us. I'm going to ask you to switch over to my monitor right now. Thank you so much. So here again is a live look at Harvey and what we are dealing with as of the current situation. Again, this is not currently within that tornado warning any longer, but we are still seeing some decent lightning associated with that as well. So again, if you are still within the general vicinity of Harvey, I know it is very, very tough to pick up on just exactly what is going on here, other than the fact that we're seeing those raindrops on the camera. Please still have yourself in that safe space overall. We're going to transition back over to where this tornado warning remains in effect here until 11:15 Central Daylight Time here. So if you are near Hamburg, you want to seek immediate shelter. This is something we've been showing for you for quite a while here now. We've been tracking multiple tornado warnings for you within the last several set of hours. And again, thank you to our behind the scenes team working the best they can to get us the up-to-minute data from the National Weather Service here. Overall here, the good news is we're seeing some signs of weakening, and as I had just mentioned to you from our behind the scenes team, this is likely going to expire as of 11:15 Central Daylight Time. We're getting to the point where the Bismarck radar is having a difficult time picking up on this overall. But you're still noticing the more broader view calling what we call rain wrap. Look at all that rain associated with this here. We're down to the south of this warning box here overall, close to Bowden, close to Herdsfield. Still a decent amount of rain as well is what we're monitoring for you. The current situation, what we are watching for you overall. We will continue to stay right here with you until the threat is no longer there. Again, we'll stay right here with you till the threat is no longer there. This is going to remain in effect until about 11:15. So that's what, just a couple minutes or so from now. And based on what I've been hearing from our behind the scenes team, thankfully, this will likely be set to expire within when it is set to expire here. Based on from the National Weather Service, they're up to the minute data as well. We're going to bring you into the velocity scan, and I'm really sorry if this ends up being a little bit further away from what I was originally intending. As Kenny had mentioned, these storms are ever moving. They're moving quite fast here. I'm seeing that behind the scenes team is moving this for me here, so thank you so much. But obviously, it is a tough time picking up on the velocity scan and what we are watching right now because we are farther and farther away from the Bismarck radar site where we gather this data. I have attempted to switch this over to the velocity scan from the Minot Air Force Base to see if we can get a clearer picture and a clearer view of this, but it is looking like that threat is diminishing, thankfully. But still, you want to remain vigilant if you are within this tornado warning here. That is to the north and west, essentially, of New Rockford. So we are looking at this weakening again. This is likely set to expire in the coming minutes or so, about 2 minutes or so from now. You still want to remain vigilant, stay in the interior-most place of your home right now. Stay into the basement, even if this is set to expire here. Still a decent rain wrap signature associated with this. We've been watching the velocity scans for you here within the last several hours with all of these tornado warnings that have been in effect. We're going to toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller with some more information for you right now.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. And again, back to Max 1. Thank you so much for our behind-the-scenes team. We have, again, that tornado warning just towards the far north here. We're going to kind of wrap just an overall summation of what we're seeing right here, a broader picture, so to speak. I'm kind of actually in the way here, so I'm going to get towards this side. So again, we are seeing this bow echo-like feature right here. Still seeing reported wind gusts on the order of 75 to 95 to potentially at times 100 miles per hour as this wraps back towards the Robinson area especially. We've seen 2 or 3 reports in that general location of some of those very, very strong wind gusts. We have those 2 tornado warnings towards the far north. Both of them are set to expire 1 minute from now. They will not be renewed, so that is fantastic news. Hopefully the trend continues to subside them. So if you are anywhere in this general location from Harvey towards the Robinson area, anywhere towards the eastern tier of Medina, you're not quite out of the woods yet. You may see some of those stronger wind gusts. Again, 60 to probably 90. The occasional 100 mile per hour wind gust. The areas where we may see those 100s or 90s going to be in this general location as this line kind of wraps back around itself, producing this sting jet-like feature. It's pretty remarkable what we're experiencing right now. We've just got to 11:15, so fantastic news. As I said, those 2 tornado warnings have set to expire. We're going to step off here now that those tornado warnings have gone away for right now. We will come back on should they re-pop back up, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to our extensive coverage here this evening. It has been my pleasure and Vanessa's pleasure to bring you these updates. Our team has worked tirelessly to bring you as much coverage as we possibly could over the entire duration of this event. We'll continue to monitor behind the scenes, updates on social media as needed, and we'll come back on here should we get any additional tornadic situations. So for now, for the KX Storm Team, I am Chief Meteorologist Kenny Miller.